Today, 2 new members were inducted into the Poker Hall of Fame here at the Rio. We were here to catch the induction ceremony of Phil Hellmuth Jr. and Barbara Enright. Robert, what do you think about today's inductions into the Hall of Fame?
Well, I mean, naturally, it's what every poker player aspires to eventually be is in the Poker Hall of Fame and a world champion. So it's a great day, a great event, and proud that we got 2 more inductees today.
Do you think Barbara deserves to be the first woman inducted?
Well, Barbara definitely was a groundbreaker in poker.
Absolutely.
And she was at the forefront of bringing poker and popularity of poker for women. So absolutely I do. And she did finish the highest ever in the main event.
True.
So I think that, and the fact that she has a World Series bracelet in an open event, not just in a women's only event, I think all those factors combined, and the fact that she's laid the ground for a lot of other female young players that have come into the game today, absolutely.
And what about Phil? You think his 11 bracelets qualify him?
I mean, Phil Hellmuth Jr. is not only a legend in the game of poker, but a great family man, a great friend, a good person. But the main thing is, here today, he's an incredible poker player, and they identified the fact that regardless of the fact that there's other people that are really good, Phil Hellmuth is here to stay. Got his 11th bracelet this year. I had the honor of commentating on that final table, so it was just an honor, and he's a great guy and definitely deserved to be in the Hall of Fame.
I feel like it's a Lifetime Achievement Award, not just what I've done in the last year or two. And as a lifetime of playing poker, I think I earned it. I worked so hard and I get that. Also, I would like to thank Harrah's and Jeffrey Pollack and everyone involved in this for doing a great job with the World Series, handling all these people. And I want to thank them for choosing me to be the first woman inducted into the Poker Hall of Fame. And I would also like to thank my partner and life mate, Max Shapiro, for sticking with me through all the highs and lows, as there have been plenty of lows. Thank you very much.
Game on.
Game on, huh? I mean, it's a real honor to be in the Hall of Fame. Oh, I have to do my mock line. You waited this long to put me in the Hall of Fame? Come on, man, I was supposed to be there in my 20s, my 30s. What? For some of you out there that don't know if I'm kidding or not, I'm kidding. I know the lines partially, that's true. Yeah, the lines get a little blurred sometimes. I want to thank my friends and family, and especially my wife, who I'm not going to point out because if I point out, then the cameras will be on her and she'll be upset. She was sitting there, but she saw too many cameras and left. She likes to be the mystery woman of poker, but I think she had to put up with a lot, especially in my 20s. It was all about poker and championships and ego and, probably not enough room in the relationship. For her. No, I think the last 5 years have been pretty pleasant for her, Mike. I don't know. Mike the Mathematics out. He asked what's changed. Well, I don't know, a couple of kids mellow you a little bit, right? You go on the road and you win a championship and you read articles and people say you're their idol. Then you go home to your children and they say, Dad, that was the lamest thing I've ever heard anyone say. And you just stand there and thank God the sunglasses are on because you're in shock, And you're like, oh, this is so healthy for me. I want to thank my mom who, had a saying on the bathroom mirror that we grew up saying every time we brushed our teeth our whole lives. You are what you think, you become what you think becomes reality. And I think that I started to believe that I could do some great things in the poker world. And I've achieved some of them, but I want a lot more. I didn't celebrate enough bracelet number 11 because I was thinking about bracelet number 12. I want to thank the old school. Is Dylan Brunson in the room? Dolly and Chan, and Dolly, I know he's not in the room, but I know he was at the final table in the Palom in Omaha. I could truly say that I was rooting for him to win bracelet number 11 in timing. The man deserves it. 50 years in poker of just being at the very top, and I'm happy to join him in the Hall of Fame. I really like what Harris has done with the World Series of Poker. I am a big Jeffrey Pollock fan. I really am. He has stepped up to the plate in issues which he probably doesn't want me to talk about. No. Okay, fine. I won't bring those issues up right now. But he's stepped up and he's done the right thing for the players. He's also done well for Harris, but he's done the right thing for the players. It's been very fair. And from the first, I really appreciated it. And the World Series of Poker is in great hands right now. I want to thank my grandmother, Aggie, who passed away 5 years ago, who gave me kind of a killer instinct. She was the sweetest old lady ever, but when we played Scrabble, baby, you know, or any one of our other card games we used to play, Spite and Malice, I think, was one of the games. She was very sweet, but she had a killer instinct, which she passed on to me. And of course, my father, Dad, thanks for putting up with me all those years. I know he was an absolute shock. Here's a man with a PhD, a law degree, and an MBA, and I chose to be a dropout of college to be a professional poker player. The oldest of 5, and I know him and my mother had a heart attack at that point. And it took him 3 or 4 years, but he finally came around. Thanks for putting up with me, Dad. And then I want to thank, I really appreciate my buddy Greg Pearson coming all the way from Portland. Greg has been amazing, CEO of another new company that does security software. That'll be worth $1 billion next year. Well, we might have to wait 2 years. We've got Russ Hamilton over there, world champion of poker. He started the Ultimate Blackjack Tour, the latest thing that I think I put $1 million of my money into that's not doing so well right now. But wait a minute, Russ. We did have 1,000 people join the site in the first week, right? Yeah, no, I believe in the project. I just have to tease Russ. My friend Carl Westcott, who invented 1-800-Flowers, and then he invented the extended car warranty and turned that into First Extended. That's a $100 million company. Carl, thank you and your family for putting up with me. I appreciate it. And I guess that's it. Thank you very much. I feel like I've worked really hard to make it into the Hall of Fame, and I'm not done yet. I'd like to have a nice long run in the main event. I'd like to win 24 bracelets before it's over, and maybe I'll upgrade. If I can win 2 next year, maybe I'll start thinking of 30. But I've been thinking 24 bracelets for a long time, and that's what I'm going to try to do. So I'm also going to be emceeing the Darfur charity event later. Did Annie and Don leave? Okay, well, I'm going to be getting them with the microphone later. It's going to be a lot of fun. How many players do we have signed up for that, Jeffrey? I heard 120. That was like 2 days ago. Beautiful. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much.
Bill Wonder, how about a round of applause for our inductees for 2007, Barbara Enright and Bill Hellmuth Jr.
After the induction ceremony, we had the chance to speak to some of the attendees, including, of course, the guests of honor, Phil Hellmuth and Barbara Enright. When did you find out you were going to be inducted into the World Series of Poker Hall of Fame?
I found out about a month ago.
And did you have to keep it to yourself? Did they make you promise?
I had to keep a big secret.
What was the first thing that went through your mind when you found out?
Oh, first thing was I was just totally stunned. Couldn't believe it. And then second thing was, it's about time.
Are you excited to be inducted with Phil Hellmuth Jr.?
Well, yes, I think he's one of the greatest players in poker, so it's nice to be in the same club with him.
Mike, what do you think about Phil being inducted?
I think it's great for poker. Phil is the greatest thing for poker. He is a little egotistical and a little bit in love with himself, but he deserves it. He deserves everything in poker that he's gotten, and I'm here for him on his day, and it was good to see him inducted today.
You think he'll be here for you when you get inducted?
Yeah, he will.
And what about Barbara Enright? Do you know her?
Yes, I do. I've played many times with Barbara. Barbara was a really good player back when so many people didn't play that well, and she didn't quite make the adjustments that a lot of people did, and that's why she struggled so much late. But she's a good person, and I'm happy for her.
Great. Thank you very much, Mike.
You're welcome. Hey, you want that Phil Hellmuth guy?
Yeah.
Hey, Hellmuth, are you around?
Phil, congratulations on being inducted. What was it like to be up there and have your name called out like that?
Well, I mean, you know, I was expecting to be inducted. I knew it would be soon.
When did you find out?
They told me like June 1st or June 2nd. And
Were you sworn to secrecy?
Yeah, I was sworn to secrecy.
But did you tell your wife?
I told my wife only, and then about a few weeks later I told my parents only, and then started telling some family members. And it's just, you know, the minute they told me, I was like, wow. Because you expect something, but there's a big difference. When it actually happens, it's like, yes! You're on cloud 9.
And you found out even before you won your 11th bracelet. So
I did.
That must be impressive.
I did. I was in such a great mood after finding out I was going to be in the Hall of Fame. It made the whole series much easier for me. Yeah, I think so. And winning bracelet 11 was pretty special.
And what about Barbara Enright? Do you know her personally?
I've played with Barbara for many, many years. Some of the new players don't know Barbara, but she's been around a long time, and she's been tough. Just a great player for many years.
We are here with Phil Hellmuth Sr. What was it like to see your son inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Well, it was just amazing. It was the most wonderful thing that's ever happened to me. You know, all of our kids are good, but PJ's a legitimate star, and he's worked hard at it, and he's been on top for many, many years. And I think that he's probably one of the youngest inductees ever, if not the youngest. And that's a major accomplishment. It's the Nobel Prize in poker.
Absolutely. Do you play poker yourself?
Badly. Very badly. In fact, I played in 2 tournaments this year, and I went out quickly. You know?
Thank you very much. And there you have it. The elite club of the Poker Hall of Fame has 2 new members. I'm Lizzie Harrison for Card Player TV.